Hi, everyone. Welcome to part 3 of our 3-part series on Sankalpa. So in this series, we've been exploring the 3 stages of deep inner listening as is described in the Vedantic tradition. So in the first 2 classes, we explored the first 2 stages, Shravana and Manana. And in this class, we're going to explore that 3rd stage, Nididhyasana. So, Nididhyasana is the sustained, intimate contemplation that dissolves habitual identification with thoughts and stories and conditioning, allowing capital T truth to be known not just intellectually, but experientially. Nididhyasana is the willingness to do what the heartfelt desire requires of us. Right? This is where intention becomes not just embodiment, it is daily, consistent, devotional action that is deeply aligned with that heartfelt desire. So, to quote the late, great Sally Kempton, the very heart of yoga practice is abhyasa, steady effort in the direction you want to go. Right? And this direction is just, again, very informed by who we already are. So we're going to take a few moments to center ourselves, to connect to our intention and to that sankalpa, right? That affirmative statement of who we already are, and perhaps contemplate the actions that our heartfelt desire requires of us. And then this practice today, the focus is really on strengthening our resolve to show up again and again and again, to have, to experience, to engage in abhyasa, that consistent, steady effort. So I'm going to invite you to start seated. You can sit on the ground, or you can come with me into Vajrasana, maybe with or without a block. It's up to you. So either sitting back on the heels or sitting with that block in between your feet. And for this practice, there really is no other required props. Have whatever you like to have available for you, for especially for Shavasana, but really no specific props other than maybe a block if you want to sit up on a block. So I want you to take a few moments here to really settle in to your seat. Okay. Feeling that connection to the ground, finding that tall aligned spine. So right away, finding strength and support within your body. You can just rest your hands heavy on your knees or thighs, or right away, if you want to, you can bring one hand to your heart, the other to your belly, and either closing your eyes completely or finding a soft, still gaze. And just taking a few moments here to connect or reconnect to your heartfelt desire. How do you want to feel? How do you want others to feel in your presence? Really connect to that word or that phrase, I am, whatever it is, peace, compassion, love, strength, resiliency. And then asking, just asking within, what are the aligned actions, or what is one aligned action that I need to take to embody this desire to truly live in the energy of that heartfelt desire. And as yoga teacher Richard Miller says, you will not come at the intention from a place of there's something wrong with me that I need to fix. You must connect to the quality of being that is already complete and whole. So if your Sankalpa is compassion is my true nature, the action that you might take may be, in every encounter, I treat myself and others with kindness, with compassion. Your Sankalpa for this yoga practice might be, I treat myself with complete love and compassion in every moment of this practice. And once you've really identified and planted the seed of that intention in your heart, you can begin the process of strengthening Sankalpa Shakti, that energy, the energy to take the action required by your resolve. And so again, this practice is about strengthening that resolve to show up again and again. And so taking another moment, bringing your full presence to your Sankalpa, the heartfelt desire and the action that you feel called to take. And then join your palms together in front of your heart. Really seal that intention, that vow or commitment that you are making to yourself to honor that heartfelt desire. Bowing your head to your heart, sealing in that intention. And then softly opening your eyes and shifting forward to hands and knees. And we'll begin as we often do by warming up the spine. So finding your tabletop, finding that strong, solid foundation, really grounding through the hands, finding that neutral spine, connecting to your breath. And then on your next breath, as you inhale, belly drops towards the earth, tail and crown reach to the sky. Exhale, tail and crown reach towards the earth. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, drawing in. Continue now at your own pace. Syncing up movement with breath, syncing up your Sankalpa with movement and breath. And then on your next breath, returning to that neutral spine. From here, we'll send the hips back towards the heels. We'll slide the hands forward towards the front of the mat. So getting a little more active through the arms, elbows lifted, palms pressing down into your mat. And then on your next breath, inhale, come forward into your modified plank pose. Nice long line of energy from crown of the head through the knees. Exhale, hips sink back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And now exhale, bend the elbows lower. Anchoring through the tops of the feet, anchoring through the pelvis. Inhale, float your chest. Finding this low cobra. And then starting to push into the palms of the hands just a little more. Lifting, opening the heart. Just a little more. Shoulders nice and broad. Pelvis and feet grounded. Take one more full breath in. And then exhale and lower. Inhale, push up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe take a few moments just to kind of find whatever movement is needed here. And then settling into stillness. Knees can stay slightly or deeply bent. Really ground evenly through the hands. Push the floor away. Draw the outer arms towards one another. Again, nice and strong and stable through the arms, through the shoulders. On your next breath, inhale. We're going to push the floor away with the balls of the feet. Heels lift high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Circle the arms outward, upward. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Once again, we hold that seed of Sankalpa in the heart. Allowing our practice to be the embodiment of that steady effort moving in the direction of our Sankalpa. And take another breath. And then inhale, circle the arms outward, upward, reach. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to plank pose. Full or modified, so you can always bring the knees to the floor. Pause and take a nice full breath in. Pull the hands and feet towards one another. Bend the elbows lower to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Or from here, we're going to push into the hands, straighten the arms. Lift the knees and thighs, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Child's pose is also an option. So choosing intentionally where you need to be, letting your eyes find that steady gaze. And then on your next breath, step or walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, lift the chest, circle the arms outward, upward. Exhale, bring it back to the heart. Smooth and steady. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Pause in your plank, full breath in. Pull the hands and feet towards one another. Exhale, bend the elbows lower partway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, child's pose is an option. Either posture. Again, we're finding that steady gaze, steady breath. So if we kind of find that at any point our breath is compromised, then we need to just either back off or modify. So honoring the wisdom of the body, responding with right action. Next breath, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or hop, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, lift the chest, circle the arms outward, upward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Take a full breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Next breath, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step, walk, or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Take a full breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. So smooth, steady effort, releasing any attachment to outcome, releasing any stories that we're creating about our experience, and just allowing ourselves to recommit to bringing our full presence to this moment, to this breath, to being in the energy of our Sankalpa. Next breath, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward, step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. We're going to sit the hips down, reaching the arms either forward or up towards the sky. Okay, finding a little bit of weight in the heels without losing that grounding through the base of the big toes. Taking nice full breaths. And taking one more full breath in here. As you exhale, dive forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Inhale, pause. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now grounding through that left foot, inhale, we're going to send the right leg up, just hip height or lower, keeping the hips nice and level. You can push the floor away with the ball of that left foot, and then exhale, stepping right foot between the hands. If you need to, if you come here, you can always bring the knee down first, and then step that foot forward. We're going to just hop the back foot forward, ground through the heel, rising up into warrior one. So feet are not on a tightrope. Pair on railroad tracks, hips facing the front edge of the mat. Taking a few breaths. And then on your next exhalation, lower the hands. Inhale to plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Grounding through the right foot. Inhale the left leg up. Push the floor away with the ball of that right foot. And then step forward. Ground through the back heel. Inhale, rising up, warrior one. Grounding through the outer edge of that right foot. Good. On your next exhalation, lower your hands. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next breath, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink the hips, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Pause, take a nice full breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Lift the left heel. Exhale, step forward. Ground the left heel. Warrior one to rise. Now this time we're going to exhale. Hinge forward, hands in front of the heart. And then shift forward, float that left leg up. Warrior three. So finding your focal point. Steady gaze, steady breath. If you lose your balance, make that part of the experience of the practice. We come out, we come back in. It's like steady effort of returning again and again, bringing full presence to whatever is happening in this moment. Just recommitting to balance. And then from here, we're going to slowly rise up. Left foot meets the right foot. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink the hips, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Pause, take a breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Grounding through that right foot. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward. Ground the right heel, warrior one. And then palms together, hinge forward. We're going to shift weight into that left foot. Float the right leg up, warrior three. And just getting really strong and stable as much as possible, even if that left leg is doing the little dance. Okay, letting go of any expectation of outcome. If you fall, again, just falling with awareness, coming back again and again. Steady effort, steady breath. And then on your next breath, right foot meets the left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release, hands to heart. Good. From here, we're going to ground through the left foot. And then we're going to come onto the ball of the right foot. Okay. Again, so another balanced posture here. Okay. And we're going to really root down to lift that right knee up towards the sky. Now you can stay right here, or you can ascend the left leg forward, maybe arms to the sky, maintaining that breath. And then slowly lower it down, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Shifting weight into the right foot will come onto the ball of the left foot. Okay, grounding through that right foot, inhale left leg to the sky. Maybe send that left leg forward, maybe arms to the sky. Maintaining your steady gaze. And from here, slowly release, left foot to the ground, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Good. And then from here, I'm going to have you step to turn towards the long edge of your mat. Take your feet nice and wide, feet parallel to one another. From here, hands to the hips. Inhale, anchoring down through the tailbone. Heart lifts towards the sky as you exhale, hinging forward, maybe a little bit of bend in the knees if needed. We're going to keep the hands at the hips, just gazing towards the ground. Nice full breath. Good. And then from here, hands to the ground. As you inhale, find your halfway lift. As you exhale, take your right arm up to the sky. And see if you can keep your hips nice and level here. So again, equal amount of bend in the knees or straightness through the knees. Okay, from here, taking another full breath in. And then exhale, we're going to thread the needle, reach that right hand towards the left shin. Maybe send your left arm forward. Maybe gazing underneath that left arm. Good. And then bringing your left hand back underneath the shoulder. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale and release. Pause, take a full breath in. Exhale, left arm to the sky. Take another full breath in here. Exhale, thread the needle, reaching for your outer right shin or towards the ankle. Maybe sending that right hand forward. Good, and then bringing that right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, left hand to the ground. As you inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, maybe a little bend in the knees to bring the hands back up to the hips, and then root through the feet. Inhale, slowly, slowly rise. Okay, from here, we're going to rotate the heels in, toes out. Join your palms together in front of your heart, and now coming into a half squat. Knees moving in the direction of the toes. We want to make sure knees are not collapsing inward. We're pressing the knees out, feeling that sense of ground and strength, stability. And then from here, we're going to push down into the feet, lengthening through the crown of your head. Exhale, stepping to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Take a moment here, ground through the feet, Rise through the crown of the head. Reconnect to your Sankalpa. Okay. Reconnecting to that heartfelt desire and also the action that you're being called to take. And then inhale, reaching the arms outward, upward. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Pause as you inhale. Lower to the ground as you exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just taking another breath or two here. And then from here, we'll lower the knees to the floor and come to a seated position. Okay. So from here, we're going to bring the feet out in front of us. Hands can come to the backs of the thighs. We're finding that nice tall spine. And then shifting our weight back, we can either rest the toes on the ground, we can hover the feet or the shins. Maybe we straighten through the legs. Maybe we release. I'm going to turn this way, half on my mat. So you find where you need to be. Okay, wherever you need to be to feel that sense of strength, resolve, cultivating that fire. And then from here, we're going to lower the feet to the floor. We'll take the hands behind us. As you inhale, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the hips. And then slowly lowering back down. We're going to take one more round of Navasana, boat pose. So again, you can have hands to the backs of the thighs, toes resting on the ground, shins parallel to the ground, maybe releasing the arms. You can also straighten the legs. My legs are a little bit spent today. So I'm going to stay right here. Again, finding that focal point. Smooth, steady breath. And then from here, feet to the floor, hands behind the hips. As you inhale, lift the chest. Stay here or lift the hips. Just looking straight up towards the ceiling. We'll just kind of keep the neck in alignment with the spine. And then lowering the hips down to the ground. From here, we're going to send the legs straight forward for a moment, grounding down through the sitting bones, grounding down through the hands. And then we'll bend that right knee. You can keep it here or cross it over. As you inhale, so holding that right shin or knee with your left hand, inhale, send your right arm up. Exhale, take it behind you. Finding your twist. And then slowly unwind. Take a moment to pause. And then right leg extends, left knee bends. Again, you can keep your foot where it's at or you can cross it over. We're holding onto the shin or the knee with the right hand. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, take it behind you, gazing back over that shoulder. Again, we're finding our focal point, that one pointed focus. And slowly unwind. Take a moment to pause. And then left leg forward. Again, pausing here. And then we'll keep the feet at the top of the mat. We'll scoot the hips forward. Take the arms, reach them forward. Full breath in. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, slowly roll it down. And if it feels good, full body stretch, really lengthen out here. Exhale, bending the knees, feet to the floor, arms down by your sides. We're kind of gently pressing the lower back towards the mat, scooping the tailbone up from here. As you push through the feet, lift your hips, find that hip hinge first. Then start to press down through the arms. Maybe work your shoulder blades a little bit closer together, pressing down through the pinky edges of your hands. Really grounding evenly through the feet. And then from here, we slowly release the hands, work the shoulder blades away from one another, releasing the hips down to the ground. Take a moment here. If you'd like, you can rock the knees side to side. And then we'll hug the knees into the chest. You can take the knees out nice and wide, maybe hands to the inner thighs, staying right here or stacking ankles above the knees. You can hold the backs of the thighs here or the shins, the ankles, the feet. See if you can keep your tailbone gently rooted towards the mat. And then from here, we're going to lower the feet to the ground. Once again, maybe one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Taking a moment here to draw awareness inward, reconnecting to the seed of your Sankalpa. And just inquiring if there's anything else that is needed here today in this practice to honor that Sankalpa, or perhaps in preparation for Shavasana. Any other movements, postures, stretches, whatever your body needs. Now's the time to honor that. And when that feels complete in your body, begin to transition into Shavasana, final resting posture. Giving yourself any support that you need. So maybe a bolster under the knees or a blanket under the back of the head. And then slowly letting your body settle in. Surrender to gravity. Resting your awareness in the center of your being, in the truth of who you are, that pure consciousness. Resting in the spirit of your Sankalpa. Turning awareness to your breath. Just noticing the subtle sensations of breath in your body. Returning awareness to your body. Begin to invite some gentle movement back in. Perhaps some wiggling of your fingers and your toes, or circling the joints. Maybe a stretch. When you're ready, roll gently to one side. And just take a few moments there first. And then slowly rising to a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to root your sitting bones into the ground. To rise through the crown of your head. To find that tall, strong spine. Supporting a soft, open heart. Joining palms together in front of your heart. Once again, we'll reconnect to that heartfelt desire. And the aligned action that we are being called to practice. And here we make that intentional vow, that commitment to embody the truth of who we are through daily practice, consistent effort. So I'd like to close our practice with this beautiful quote from yoga educator Prasad Regnikar. Yoga reminds us that growth happens through abhyasa, returning again and again to the same practice with sincerity. By simplifying choices, honoring rhythm, and shifting focus from results to presence, practice becomes sustainable even in times of constant stimulation. Step away from trends and return to what deepens, because what is repeated with awareness is what ultimately transforms. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and allowing me to guide you through this series. May the merit of this practice be to the liberation of all beings. Thank you so much, everyone. Hari Om.